welcome to City Car Driving. In this video I'm going to be doing a game review, which I've never done a game review before, but I don't really care. Anyway, so once you launch up the game, you have a few options here. You have career mode, which basically you do all of these and then you're able to go to novice, and you have different sort of fun things that you can do after potential driver. So you put it in gear and then you have to turn the headlights on so that it knows that you're about to do it. And then you gotta stop before this, and then you gotta start slalom. So let's try this here. Now this is probably the easiest one here. Okay, done that. Now I'm gonna start U-turn. So I'm gonna stop before I go in it. Spin the wheels a little. I'm gonna make a U-turn, so I'm gonna back up. Look behind me. Okay, look good. Let's just do a little bit of a time lapse here so you can see what's gonna happen. Oh gosh, and I have a manual now. I have to try to go up the hill. Okay, so stop here. And what? Okay. Yeah, great. Anyway, this video isn't about doing this. It's actually just about the game in general. So you saw, I sort of did that there. Then we have free driving, which I'll show you in a minute. But first, let's go through the settings page. So in the first settings page, you have general. In general, you just have a few general options. And then the graphics settings, because this is a very old game, you're actually able to just crank it up as high as possible. And then you have sounds and now controls. Here's all of my wheel buttons set. And then if you go into advanced, you have some more advanced options. And then you have view options and then forced feedback. If we go into free driving, here's where you get to select your mods. So all you gotta do is go over to custom, and then in the Steam Workshop you can download whichever mods you want. But I think, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go with a car that's already in the game. And I don't want a trailer. Why not this thing? Seems pretty fun. And then for areas, we have the old city and then the new city. For the old city, we have all of these different options here. I will take a little bit of a drive around. But to unlock these, you have to complete the novice achievement in the career mode. So why don't we start off with the old district. And right here you can set your decorations. So, can't really say that word, but anyway, so you can have it Christmas, the V-Day, or just standard. Which is useful if you want to create a certain sort of atmosphere, since you can actually choose the seasons and the time of the day and all that. So all you gotta do is click on emergency situations, and then you can have all of this stuff. And also malfunctions in the car. Then you can have the character under the influence of alcohol. So why don't we start off with summer, and then I'll show you all the different seasons. Okay, so here we are. And as soon as you start up the game, you get a refueling card, which is once your car gets low on fuel, you can go refuel it up for a certain amount, and it really depends on the car. And so now let's turn the car on. Currently low on fuel. Once you turn the car on, you have to press the seat buckle button. And then you gotta turn the parking brake on. So you can see that the graphics in the game are definitely pretty low rent. I mean, considering how old the game is, they're acceptable. And anyway, they never really make me annoyed with the graphics. Pretty much all the cars have the same engine sound, which you don't really notice until then when you have different engine sounds for every single car in a game. Then it really does make a difference. Now, for something I really don't like about the game. Let's say you're using a manual transmission. The clutch is just no. Over there on the left side of the screen, you can see how much I'm letting the clutch out, okay? And nothing happens until you pretty much let it all the way out. So essentially the clutch is just a big on and off switch, and there I just stalled it because of that. So now let's try to turn it out of here. All of the vehicles in the game have working pretty much everything here. We have a working temperature gauge, which is currently going up. And let's let this car go by. Now, as for the shifting action, really, it's not very good. Okay, first gear, go into second, and then it just does not like it at all. It always goes down and revs so quickly. So really, the clutch action in the game is probably my least favorite part about the game. And the game basically will critique every single little thing that you do wrong. So let's say I want to go make a lane change. You have to do this. And then do that. Good, and then look, it already just said hindrance to the vehicle moving in the same direction. Really? Let's see, anyone moving here? Okay. Now let's see if it's still gonna say the same thing. No, that time it did not. Interestingly. And that's one feature of the game. You can actually set random events that can happen, such as that guy just slamming his brakes on in front of me. So you saw a little bit about how the old district looked. Now what I'm going to do is change up the vehicle to something different, such as, why not this general? Actually, let's go with a mod vehicle, just for the sake of it, because I want to show you what this setting here does. And one more thing, I'm going to change the season to spring, which is actually a new addition to the game. And now you can see it's definitely going to be pretty hard to drive this car. So there we go, the car started. And let's just see how this thing's going to drive. Okay. Let's turn out of here. Oh gosh. Yeah, it makes it pretty weird to drive. Let's see just how hard it is to drive this way. Oh gosh. Okay, so stop light. Okay, let's make a left turn here. Whew. This is a bit tricky. This is actually kind of something fun that you can do in the game. Okay, so let's turn that setting off. And now that the character is not drunk, you can actually see that the springtime looks pretty cool. And here's my character just sitting here in the BMW. Now, I'm going to show you why the automatic transmissions in this game don't exactly behave like automatic transmissions. Okay, so, move right over here. The transmissions are somewhat realistic, but they're not perfectly realistic. So let me just give you an example. After I get up to like cruising speed, I'll show you that the way that it shifts is not very realistic. So you're just cruising here, and then as soon as you let off the gas, it'll shift a gear. But then if you put your foot down, it instantaneously revs up, but the way it revs up is there's no power. So all it's sitting there doing is revving, and you have basically no power. You have no power until it gets into the gear, which is why it's useful for on the shifter to put it into first gear or something like that. And then you have power basically whenever you want it. Now, some vehicles in the game do have custom engine sounds, such as this car here. But that's because this is a mod. Some mods have custom engine sounds, a lot of them do not. Why don't we just go to the new city, start at the new district, and the season will change to autumn. Okay, so here's how everything looks in autumn. It looks actually pretty cool. You can see this is just how the new district looked. Basically, this looks like a newer city. The old city is actually more suburban than this is. And something else, let's go into winter. In winter, I'll show you what it looks like clear, icy, and then with some snow. So here's the game with clear weather in winter. There's some snow on the ground and whatnot. Then you start the car up. I'm not exactly sure if there's any difference in the amount of traction you have. Now, what I know for a fact is that there is a difference in the amount of grip you have when there is ice or snow. So, let's go see what it is with ice and snow. Okay, so now it's icy on the roads. And now I'm going to show you what that means for driving. It means you can do a lot of that. See, just look how slippery this car is. And also the game's lagging a little bit here. You can see there is just that's just fun to play around with. And why don't we just try to make it around this corner? Yeah, that didn't work at all. So let's go into the snow, and I'm going to show you a four-wheel drive car and how that works. So here we are in a four-wheel drive vehicle, which I'll show you here. This comes stock with the game. Once you turn the car on, that's kind of like excessive, I admit. That noise is really excessive. Anyway, so now that it's started up. So anyway, now that it is started up and the parking brake's off, you have to assign a button to it. I don't know if there is a button assigned normally, but anyway, so you click a button and then you can select from four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. And I'm not exactly sure how you get into four low though. So now just to show you that working, here's two-wheel drive. And then four-wheel drive. Obviously, four-wheel drive, four of the wheels are being powered. And with that, that means that you can go off-road. So anyway, I don't even know how long this video is going to be. It's going to, okay, I just stalled it. It's a little bit embarrassing, but the game's kind of weird when it comes to that. Come on. Yeah, this clutch is weird. Anyway, so hopefully you like this episode, and goodbye.